When can I work out in Ramadan? Can I exercise while fasting? These are some of the most common questions I get when it comes to working out in Ramadan and fasting fitness. So in today's video, we're going to talk about why you should exercise in Ramadan, and if so, when is the best time to do it? Assalamu alaikum, this is Amina from Amanah Fitness, and in today's video, it's all about when is the best time to exercise while fasting. Common question I get a lot, and it's really important to realize that why is it important to exercise while fasting to begin with? Obviously, a lot of people think that Ramadan is a time that they can just take off from exercise, stop working out, and sometimes that can be really problematic. For example, before Ramadan, I had a conversation with a family member who had just finished working out, and then she said, "All right, that's my last workout for a month." I was like, "What do you mean? You're just going to stop during Ramadan?" And she was like, "Yeah, of course, I'm fasting." So there is this, very predominant understanding amongst Muslims that in Ramadan, you have to take it easy, you have to stop exercising completely. And again, this is often not the best attitude. And a lot of that comes down to obviously issues of weight gain, and especially if you're somebody who's trying to lose weight, that can be a problem if you suddenly stop exercising. In a really interesting study from 2011, actually they interviewed 173 families in Ramadan. And get this, they found that 60% of these families reported gaining weight in Ramadan. So just consider that, the fact that, you're fasting all day, and if you still manage to gain weight in Ramadan, that's clearly an indication of a significant sedentary lifestyle. Obviously, unhealthy food choices, all of that plays in there. So obviously, avoiding weight gain, continuing safe weight loss, reaching your ideal body weight are some major reasons to continue your workout in Ramadan. Beyond that as well is also the fact that your metabolism and your metabolic rate is really determined by the composition of your body. So when it comes to the composition of your body, your muscles play a big role in that. And I'm sure you've probably heard that muscles burn more energy than fat. So a person who has a lot of muscles, obviously their metabolic rate is going to be higher. Now, what happens if you approach Ramadan and you've been doing some exercise, you've been seeing some good results, then you come into Ramadan, you stop exercising completely, your muscles, they're not going to just stay there if you don't work them. So obviously then you'd get that muscular loss, and then your metabolic rate would actually decrease because those muscles would be turned into fat. So that's also a problem. We want to keep your metabolic rate high. Obviously, you need to be working out. You need to be keeping your muscles strong in order to do that. And of course, a final reason is for energy. Obviously, working out has a huge impact on your energy levels. Obviously, when you're doing the workout, you can feel really tired, but as everyone will attest, when you're finished the workout, you feel great. You feel energetic. It's always great to, especially if you're sitting all day during the fast, it's great to have this boost in energy that comes from your workout, that comes from some physical task. So there's this energy boost that happens. A lot of people think that, it's Ramadan, I'm going to do nothing, because they think that if I'm going to be working out, I'm going to be like charging along doing like a 10-mile marathon. But keep in mind that there's many different ways to exercise based on your goals, and what my goal is to really help you customize your plan and what you're doing in Ramadan to suit your fitness goals. So keep those in mind, some really important reasons why we want to be exercising in Ramadan, and keep in mind that it's not a time to just stop exercising completely. Now, before I kind of jump in on specific times, I have to say that obviously safety is the number one concern when it comes to exercising in Ramadan. And that's why, I always tell all of the members in our program and in our Ramadan Reset Guidebook that you have to really make sure that you're going at your level. And so that's why we give, kind of beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels. One of the things that's interesting is that when you're working out in Ramadan, or when you're trying to prioritize fitness, a non-athlete cannot really understand how an athlete's body will perform during Ramadan. So say, for example, if you're somebody who runs 5 kilometers 3 times a week. In Ramadan, you're not just going to drop off to doing like a 1 kilometer walk. I mean, your body has adapted to be able to do a certain level of activity. Obviously, that's a very different level than somebody who's just starting off will do. So, everyone's different here. And that's why, if we give all these different levels for, if you're a beginner, stay at this level. If you're an intermediate, try this level. It has to be based on your personal fitness level. So don't look at anyone else and what they're doing. We really have to go based on how you feel. This is also why I often encourage people, actually before Ramadan starts, to have tried out a fasted workout to simulate the fasting environment as much as possible. so that you can see how your body's going to perform when you're actually in a fast. That obviously we're not going to break our fast, right? So obviously the priority is maintaining the fast and to be going at your level. So no matter what, what you're doing and what you're trying out in Ramadan, you always want to be going underneath your maximal level. Outside of Ramadan, it's always like push yourself, you can push yourself, but in Ramadan, that is kind of a change in mindset. That what is the amount I can keep doing while staying safe, while making sure that I'm keeping in mind my current capabilities, and obviously really keeping an eye on that. Obviously, the effects of dehydration are significant, so we're going to really ease in. We're going to be focusing on short duration exercises, as I'll talk about shortly, and really having that mindset that this is a time to maintain your musculature. This is a time not to, make any personal bests. This is a time to maintain and just focus on the benefits of fitness for your spiritual life and really for your energy. So keep those points in mind, inshallah. So, obviously having that safety attitude comes in so much, and you really have to always be listening to your body. No matter when you're working out in Ramadan, obviously you have to have this attitude that, can I keep going? Is this still safe to continue? And if it's not, you stop the workout. You go for a little bit of a calm walk to bring your heart rate down, and then you stop. So that's a case where we're always monitoring, can I continue? So we don't want to have that same like push attitude. We want to take it down a notch and really be mindful of that. So with that said, we kind of got that out, why it's important, what are the kind of the safety implications. The thing that comes in Ramadan, I always get asked, obviously, when should I work out? And it comes into really figuring out first what is different about working out in Ramadan. And so I definitely got to say this, that if you want to exercise in Ramadan, you definitely should check out the Ramadan Reset Guidebook. Even if you're not interested in the meal plan, we have spent really the past year developing and doing this research. I'm absolutely confident there is no other resource that goes this much into detail about fasting fitness. We give fasting fitness schedules for absolutely all activity levels and show you really exactly what and when you should be doing it. So obviously we cover all of this in a lot more depth inside the guidebook, which if you're interested, you can check out at amanahfitness.com/Ramadan. But diving more into it now here, and just to give you kind of a brief overview so you can be thinking more about this as you're planning out your workout schedule, is that what's different in Ramadan is obviously that your workout nutrition has changed significantly. So while as outside of Ramadan, we plan our workouts based on when it's most convenient for you, inside of Ramadan, we plan it based on the phase shift that you're in during the day. So we plan your workout based on the timing around your suhoor and iftar, obviously because your workout nutrition is different, right? So that's a big difference. Another difference that happens is that a lot of people think that they're just suddenly going to get weaker in Ramadan, which is, again, it's not true. When we look at the research, we find some really interesting things. I'm going to flip in. We actually have a chart here that I'm going to kind of pull up that I really did some research into what specifically is affected when it comes to your fitness potential in Ramadan. And again, you'll find all of that in the Ramadan Reset Guidebook. So first of all, submaximal exercise is not affected in Ramadan. What does that mean? Any type of typical exercise that the average Joe is doing is usually not affected in Ramadan. Maximal exercise is the type of marathon running and this extreme athletic abilities, and for your personal self as well, pushing yourself to the absolute max. That would be affected in Ramadan. You won't be able to get to those same personal bests that you would outside of Ramadan. But a submaximal level, so that's beneath your maximum capacity, that's not actually significantly affected in Ramadan. So that's a really great news, that if you're wondering, am I going to become so weak I'm not even going to be able to lift a single dumbbell? Not the case. Submaximal exercise is not that effective. Another thing that's not affected that much in Ramadan is actually your power, your strength of your muscular contraction. So if I can lift, 20 pounds on a bicep before Ramadan, I should still be able to lift that amount in Ramadan. Your muscular contraction should still be there. So again, important things to keep in mind of what is and is not affected. What's affected is the time until exhaustion. And obviously we all know from a practical perspective, right, that you feel more tired once you start working out. And that's because your time until exhaustion will decrease. So I will be able to do a shorter workout because I'm going to get exhausted quicker. So again, it's not about cutting out exercise in Ramadan. It's about figuring out how can I get the most maximum benefit out of the time that I'm exercising to really beat my exhaustion and be able to get in, get a good workout, and get out before the exhaustion hits. So it's really simple. It doesn't have to be that complicated. So during Ramadan, obviously, we're focusing on shorter workouts. The ideal time I like to set is 20 to 30 minutes, really, and nothing beyond that in Ramadan. And all of the workouts that obviously we include in the Ramadan guidebook are that kind of same level, especially when you're thinking about anything high intensity, keep it short. So short is always better. With that said, obviously it becomes a lot easier to plan when you're going to do your workout if it's just a 20, 30-minute thing. And a lot of people, there's like a lot of different opinions. For example, I was doing a webinar the other day and someone said, well, do your workout right after suhoor. And so you really have to, again, think about your Ramadan nutrition and how that impacts your workout. So a post-suhoor workout, that sounds like a terrible idea because, first of all, you're probably going to be bloated from your suhoor, so you're not even going to feel that great when you're working out. And then the important thing is that after the workout, there's this sensitive period where what you eat can fuel your muscles. So after your workout finishes, your muscles, they've really been worked. They're craving this energy. Give me this energy so that I can fuel up. So if you're doing your workout after suhoor, then obviously you don't get a fueling period for a very long time. Not ideal. So for example, in our ladies private group, Yusuf asked this question that outside of Ramadan, she loves to do morning workouts. So do I. It's a great way to start off your day. And so she was asking me, how can I continue that in Ramadan? And so I have to say that that's not something that we would really continue in Ramadan because if you work out in the morning, obviously we're stretching out that time period until your post-workout meal so much that that's not an ideal state to be working out in. We always want to get that nice, quick energy into your muscles within a relatively decent period post your workout. So something like a post-suhoor or even an early morning workout, not ideal. So that timing is out. Another one I hear about frequently, especially from a lot of males, is that they say that we're going to stay up all night and we're going to work out before suhoor, then eat suhoor, and then knock out and go to sleep. And again, when, our approach at Amanah Fitness when it comes to workouts is that this is something that should supplement your spiritual goals in Ramadan and should be used as a way to improve your energy, right? So that you can get more out of your worship. And, if you're spending that time in the night, like close to the last third of the night in your workout, that's not ideal. It's about worship in the night. So, obviously that's a time period where if you're not worshiping, we want you to be sleeping. The effect of sleep is so important. And we'll do a whole different video about that, about the effects of sleep and how that's affected during Ramadan. So I don't really want you to be cutting out sleep in the night so that you can get your workout in. I'd much rather we figure out a time where it really works well for your body and works well for the nutrition, but you don't have to sacrifice the sleep. So I would say any of those suhoor-oriented workouts, bad idea. We really want to, again, keep this something practical and easy to manage throughout the day. So, okay, what are some good options? We talked about how the suhoor ones aren't that great. I really like to suggest to plan your workout around your iftar time, and there's obvious reasons for that. Number one is that you have a post-workout meal that's in a relatively decent time frame, close to your workout. But also beyond that, it's great for practical purposes, right? So I know that a lot of busy moms, that's just right before iftar is a really crazy time where like everything's going crazy, the kids are going crazy, the family's going crazy. But the period before that crazy rush, you have a little bit of time for yourself. And so I love to suggest, depending on your level, that you can plan your workout either before or after your iftar. Now, again, we go through this in detail in the guidebook. We actually go through and give complete different schedules for each of these. I call them, the first one is like the gentle mover schedule, the other one is schedule 2A after iftar, the other one's the schedule 2B before iftar. All of that is in there. So definitely there's very extensive resources for you there with the full workout schedules included in the Ramadan Reset Guidebook, which you want to check out. But for those of you who are beginners, kind of getting your feet wet into the workout scene. You want to stay active, but at the same time, you're a little scared. You don't know how your body will perform with dehydration. That's a great opportunity, to actually do your workout after iftar. And again, consider considerations around Tarawih time. How much window of opportunity do you have before Tarawih? So this is a time where I like to say that break your fast, something really light like a date or half a banana, go do your workout. and then come back and finish your dinner meal. And again, that's an option that does work for some people. You get to have a fully normal workout in that you're drinking during that time, not a problem. And that works for a lot of people. It doesn't work if you're trying to catch a really quick tarawih. It doesn't work if you have a whole bunch of family who's like, where are you at iftar? This is family time. So if that's you, then obviously that's not going to work for you. But for those of you who can, that's a good option to explore. Risks with that, I will say, is that if you eat too much and you're breaking your fast, then you're going to have a very painful workout. You might even throw up. So watch that. So that's kind of that, like if you're going to work out after iftar. My personal favorite time to work out is in the hour before iftar. So again, a lot of people, say that, oh, you have to get your post-workout meal immediately after. But again, remember that your body has this kind of sensitive period for post-workout feeding. And again, stretching that time a little bit, not going to make a significant effect if you're doing submaximal exercise and, the type of exercise that the vast majority of people are doing, not that much of a big concern. So I like to say ending your workout with anywhere around an hour left to iftar is a time that just works so well for people. And over the past 2 years, with the content in the Ramadan Reset Guidebook, seeing the members who have gone through this, I've really seen that that's the time that works best for most people. So that's where, you're going to plan, again, a short little workout, short and effective, that's going to be slid in there, right in that time frame so that you finish your workout around an hour before iftar. Works out really nicely for people. Again, you have to keep in mind the safety considerations I talked about earlier, that you're going based on your level and you're not going to push yourself to your max because submaximal exercise is affected in Ramadan. So you got to keep that in mind, drop it down a little bit, make sure that you're always staying under your boundaries. Other times in the year, push those boundaries. But in Ramadan, we want to stay under your boundaries to make sure that we're staying safe. And, that just works awesome. You get your workout in, and you'll really find that that is a time where you might feel tired when you start. But again, if you're keeping within your level, the workout will energize you. It's a great way to get moving. And feel free to kind of work in your level. Again, always keep that in mind. So there you have it, a couple of quick tips when it comes to when to plan your workout, keeping in mind that your schedule might be different on some days. So feel free to juggle between them. Feel free to try an after iftar workout, a before iftar workout, and see how that works for you and, your own personal abilities. Everyone's different, right? Everyone's different in their fitness level and how their body responds. So hopefully that was helpful. Again, remember, if you want more details, if you want the specifics of how to work out in Ramadan, you got to check out the Ramadan Reset Guidebook, because we have really gone into detail in exactly how to make this happen on a practical level. We include timers, we include a full schedule. Let me find it. And you can actually, one of the great things is that because it's an interactive PDF, you can actually click on the timer, it opens up, and you can do the workout that's right in the guidebook. So we have all of that there for you. It also comes with a bonus workout that's optimized for Ramadan. So if you want to make fasting workouts happen, definitely check out the guidebook. Like I said, there's no other resource that goes this much into the research of fasting fitness, inshallah. And obviously we have a full money back guarantee to make sure that you love it. We want to make sure everyone's happy, inshallah. So hopefully these tips helped, guys. So if you have more future topics you want me to cover, definitely feel free to let me know so that we can work together, inshallah, on our healthiest Ramadan ever. So jazakallah khair for those of you guys who tune in live, and we will see you on the next Facebook Live, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Don't miss out. Grab the Ramadan Reset Guidebook for everything you need to know about healthy eating and exercise in Ramadan. The Ramadan Reset Guidebook was created by health and fitness professionals to give you all the tools you need for your healthiest Ramadan ever. From guidelines and a full 30-day meal plan optimized for your fasting state, as well as 90 dietitian recipes, along with fasting fitness schedules, and so much more. This guidebook is available now at amanahfitness.com/Ramadan.